Welcome, everybody. This is Abacus Fish, and we are playing Old School Essentials via Roll20. I'm joined by three players. We have Hallie.
Hello.
We have James Somerton, creator of Antagonist RPG.
Hey there.
And we have Noah.
Hello.
Hey, so this is a Hexcrawl adventure. Basically, for those who are unfamiliar, Hexcrawls are where the is an open-ended format. Basically, I have a list of towns, list of random encounters, list of treasure, list of NPCs, list of monsters, all sorts of stuff. But I can't tell the players where to go. I provide them with maps and points of interest and maybe some hooks, but otherwise I can't tell them exactly where to go. So it is up to them to determine the story for every session. And with that said, let's meet some of these characters that are driving the story. We're going to start with Hallie. Why don't you tell us about Ficus?
So Ficus Bear Wallow he's a halfling. So he's short, has tan skin and curly brown hair that's graying. He has a ruddy face and a big hairy mole. He looks maybe more haggard and wiry than your average halfling, like he hasn't been enjoying the comforts of town.
Okay. And James, why don't you tell us about Guilford the Grand?
Guilford is a tall, wiry man that has kind of tan skin. He looks kind of weather beaten a little bit, but doesn't look like he has overly much in the way of calluses on his hands or anything that might denote a laborer. Kind of disheveled black hair that falls not quite to his shoulder and tends to be kind of messy. And he tends to carry himself with a air of importance when he knows people are watching.
Okay. And Noah, why don't you tell us about Robert Shieldheart?
Robert Shieldheart is an average height young man who's leaned out over the course of this adventure so far. He started out with well-kept brunette hair, but slowly unraveling. He rarely has a chance to get out his chainmail these days. He's a very fiercely little friend and very protective of the camp, and he's gained a lot of fame around the camp after killing the Flaming Fist band, helping take out the Flaming Fist bandits. But all this pressure is starting to mount up on him, and so he's getting a little stressed out, but now's the time to push through it.
Okay. So, it is quarterly the 4th of Florial, year 7932, yes, 7932, year of Cosgrove. The rain has continued since yesterday, but despite the downpour, spirits are kind of picking up. It seems the news that was given to Lord Regent Stickbeard, as House Dugney has recognized Stickbeard as your Lord Regent. Lord Regent Stickbeard, House Dugney informed them that the situation in Nurton has stabilized in the north. Still unsure about the southern theater. Nurton is still occupied by the undead. They have tried to send out scouting parties to get more information, but they've been ambushed by the undead. With that understanding that the situation was more stable, Guilford the Grand, along with the two smiths, went into a goblin cave and found some goodies that they put in the hoard, or your hull, your total hull. So there are new toys to play with. And yeah, I guess that kind of leaves it off with you. You know, just some NPCs of note that are in camp. Those by the campfire are like tokens that will be possibly can join your party. The first one is the Mysterious Knight. Wears a helmet fashioned in an Easter cap with a covering face with a face mask that completely covers her face. Plate armor has a moon-shaped ornamentation around the joints and is covered by a purple tabard with a white crescent moon in the center. And she's usually meditating. She was out of commission for the past few days because she'd been hurt repeatedly, but she seems to be on the mend now. Orntish, Vothig is the next one. Vothig is a green guy with hulking muscular form, except for a beer gut, stands nearly 7 feet tall, has no hair, solid black eyes that glow red in darkness, pointy ears, shark teeth, and wearing a hooded robe and cloak, so the sunlight doesn't blind him, and also so he doesn't bother the fellow refugees. And then that last token is Orntish. She is a white girl of average height, standing with gracefully lean physique in her mid-30s, has beyond shoulder-length brown hair, piercing blue eyes, and dresses like a noble man with a finely made long tunic, long garb coat, puffy trousers, and knee-high leather boots with matching gloves. And she's usually just kind of reading. She's definitely calmed down from the whole, like, you gotta take me to the Kraken, ever since you took her to the Kraken. She's kind of calmed down on that whole thing. Seeing the Kraken possibly rattled her. And it is that morning, and I guess, Guilford the Grand, why don't you start us off with your morning and how you're interacting around this camp? As you know, the rain is still as hard as it was yesterday. But yeah, it is the morning. People are getting breakfast. What are you doing?
Well, Guilford the Grand always wakes up by the crack of noon, if possible, but given the amount of noise in the encampment, he might have been up as early as 10. And usually it takes him a while to really get going. He kind of zombies around camp for a little bit. And then eventually eats and starts chatting with anybody that doesn't look too busy or people that are too polite to tell him to go away.
Okay, so I guess at this point you would be like, I guess where would you be? Would you be like in the main keep area, which is kind of turned into more of like a kind of lounge, but also kind of a workshop, and also where the money is kept, or the campfire, which is
Absolutely. Well, it's raining. He definitely died. What am I? I'm the sack.
Yep, that's you.
Chatting to the. And I believe we were given some sort of notification of a problem far to the east last session. I get a reminder of what exactly we were told.
Yeah, are you talking about when the writers from House Dugney showed up last session?
Yes.
So they were referring. So yeah, let's pull up the map so we know what we're talking about. Back to the world map.
Yeah, I'd love a little recap of stuff that Ficus might know from the sessions that I was not.
Guilford definitely would have talked around camp about all of his accomplishments last session. Although we didn't actually go there, so maybe not that.
Yeah, you went to the Goblin Caves. So what House Dugney reported is they have secured the corridor from this barricade beyond these ruins and have set up a staging ground. Meanwhile, in the north, the farmers have thrown, like, I think Ficus and Guilford, you were there when you noticed that they had broken their irrigation to flood the roads to stop the skeletons, and it was kind of working, but they were slowly making their way. But then you're like, you guys just got to get out there and throw rocks at them. And hence doing that, yeah, the northern situation has gotten a lot more secure. So that takes care of the north theater. What they were still saying is Nurton is still under attack or still occupied by the undead. And they have yet to receive any word from the south. And why that's important is that's where the kingdom of Vassith, Castle Vassith is in the south. So that's what House Dugny was outlined. They were basically the current fight against the undead.
All right. I guess I'm just going to kind of gossip about that and all the terrible things that are going on in Ayrton.
Is this a good time for Robert Shieldheart to come out of his tent and join in? He's been sitting out the last couple of adventures, so I'm very interested on hearing all this gossip.
Well, I'm absolutely if Robert Shieldheart will listen to Guilford, Guilford is absolutely talking to him.
I think Ficus has been kind of glued to Mooney, our mysterious knight, half trying to like help nurse her back to health and half trying to like learn secrets about who she is.
What's your methods for learning secrets?
The one thing that you have picked up on from Mooney is she has a natural affinity with animals. Like
Love it.
Yeah, she gets along with I forget your squirrel friend.
Hamas.
Right, Hamas. Wait, Hamas? Wait.
Tomas.
Tomas. Okay. Right. Tomas. Yeah, Tomas gets along with her. Her horse, like she seems to have a real good bond with her horse. Jonathan Fairlight's horse, he's the trader in town. His horses seem to get along with her. Lucky seems to get along with her. And even Mr. Man, who is Jonathan Fairlight's pet rat, gets along. But Robert Shieldheart, you have noticed in combat, like, she's been able to command the horses to fight in kind of this corresponding method. So yeah, that is one thing you've kind of picked up on about her.
Does she like ever, so she never removes her armor? No trips to the outhouse, no taking off the greaves to bandage a wound, totally sealed up in there?
Yeah, you do observe her kind of like praying and a silver light radiating from her body. And she's been doing that a couple times a day. And it seems to have healed her. You pretty much guess that she's a cleric, given that she has a propensity for bludgeon weapons and healing magics and wearing armor.
Ficus just feels really bad for her that she hasn't felt, dirt on her feet in who knows how long.
All right. I'm gonna get getting back to some gossip from Guilford. So Guilford,
Okay,
what did
well,
you see last adventure?
oh, well, the last time we were out, it was quite harrowing. Uh, the dwarves and I raided a goblin encampment, slaying armies of the. But they were never ending, and ultimately we had to retreat when we ran out of arrows. All of our swords were broken, and just from hitting so many goblins to death with swords, what we do as adventurers. We did escape with their explosives, though, and I believe some of them are in the hall, and I've got a few here. Do you want to see one? Pull out one of those little grenade things.
Are those safe to be
Show it.
around? Who knows what Goblin
Uh,
Engineering does?
I never really thought about it, honestly. Anyways, I will stick it back in my pants. So we escaped with those, and we have those now. Um, on that note, there was also a heartfelt request by one of the great nobles of the East, begging us to aid Burton rid it of the evil that has overtaken it.
Yeah, and you were also saying we haven't heard from the south as well, from the Kingdom of Athos or the castle.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I think they were interested in our lord for some reason, but yeah, they haven't been talking to anyone at all. Not us, not anyone else, apparently.
Well, I hope they haven't been completely overrun.
They most certainly probably have. I think it's up to us to save them.
Shoot, I guess that uh, we should discuss our next moves then.
Indeed. How about we go forth and save them? That's my vote.
Our Moon Knight friend always is really good at killing these skeletons. We should go over there and see if she's ready to go. I think I see Ficus over there too. We should see if they want
Oh
to
yeah, we
join
need a
us.
halfling for luck. Otherwise, everything falls apart.
You always have to have a halfling. I'd say we make our way over to Mooney and Ficus.
Oh, hello, boys.
Oh, hello there.
Greetings, Ficus.
Good morning, Ficus. How's our Moon Knight friend Mooney going?
Uh, she nods. She's like good to go.
Is it time to kill more skeletons? I've gotten a little addicted to it.
Indeed. They're off to save the entire Southlands from the marauding hordes that threaten all that exists, all of civilization. Only we can do it.
All right, I'm in. As long as we can do a little mushroom hunting.
Now, really, the real question is: do we try to save the town of Norin, or should we see if we can sneak past enemy lines and defend the or see what's going on in the castle?
Do you have a preference, good Shieldheart?
I am very curious about what's going on down south to see if maybe if we can get them out of rut and see if they can help us and can kind of almost flank their save the city. Uh, but if they're long gone, then it'd be easier to just rescue the smallest town first. Baby steps.
Can I speak to you a moment over here? I feel the sound is better over here.
Of course. What's up?
So if you wanted to bring the stealth mission, she tends to get distracted by desires for murder and will often go off on her own if sees something she considers an enemy. I just wanted to bring that up if tactical consideration for you.
Yeah, I see. That could be an issue. You know, if we just wanted to keep it quiet, we could just go the three of us.
Indeed. Imagine halflings are pretty good at that sort of thing, and I don't mind doing a little skullduggery.
So we're worried if we bring Mooney that she'll just run off to the nearest skeleton and start smacking it.
That is the concern.
I think the last time I traveled with her, she was amenable to some amount of staying back. I don't know. I guess it's a little iffy.
Oh, if you wanted to take if you wanted to take charge of her and to just watch over her and make sure she doesn't get into trouble, then I wouldn't be opposed to bringing her.
I think if it's explained to her, like, not killing this skeleton right now is gonna let us kill way more later. Will be more effective. I think she might listen.
Have unyielding your faith in your ability to communicate that to her.
Yeah, Ficus, if you can do that for us, that'd be excellent.
I can try and kind of like float the idea to her right now.
Sounds good. Go for it.
All right. So Ficus will go over to Mooney and through a series of convoluted yes or no, nod your head questions, ask if she's amenable to a plan where they gather information on the undead so that we can better attack them at a later date. But we'll be stealthy and just, gather information before attacking. We'll attack later and see if she's agrees with that and is cool with doing that.
She kind of looks off to the distance for a second. As the rain, kind of falls, and there's this moment of silence. And then she looks back at you and nods.
Cool. Ficus will tell the others that he thinks it's gonna be all right.
Oh,
I
have my guarantee.
That works well enough for me. So just to confirm, we're planning doing a stealth mission to the big castle. Let's see what's going on, see if we can get information on if anyone has survived down south.
Speaking of stealth missions, as you guys are talking, Jonathan Fairlight just kind of like inches out from around the corner. Jonathan Fairlight, he's a black guy with a tall, athletic build in his mid-30s, has short black hair, a trimmed goatee, friendly brown eyes, wears a wool cap, poncho, and rugged leather boots. He's like, so you guys going on an adventure? Are you gonna need gear?
Jonathan, my main man Jonathan. I was just thinking about acquiring a mace for you if you have one. Upgrading from this club for fighting skeletons would be nice.
I'm afraid blacksmithing is not under my tool set. I have all sorts of tools and other adventuring gear and stuff like that, but I do not carry weapons. I think I have a dagger lying around here, but nothing much more specialized than that.
Ah, shucks. Thanks for trying, though.
There is a blacksmith in Berry Pond.
That'd probably be worth the pit's stop.
Does he have wax?
Oh yes, I have wax.
Ficus would make sure everyone that's going has experienced the whole, like, when you burn the blight tree, it screams and you need to put something in your ears so it doesn't hurt you. I need to buy some more wax.
Ah, yes, very wise.
I should probably buy some more wax as well.
So 1 gold will get you guys like a lot of wax. So just 1 gold piece. That's all it's going to take. And you'll have more wax than you'll ever know what to do with. You have a jar of wax.
Sweet. Can I also restock my oil while we're here for my lantern?
Yes, just deduct the price. Yeah, just adventuring gear prices. He's not altering the price up or down. Just use the price in the book.
Sweet. I'll adjust the hoard. Or the haul.
Also, during this phase, look at the total haul and see what magical items you're going to equip.
Totally gonna snag that invisibility ring again if no one else wants to use it. I mean, we can all pass it around too.
Go for it. I usually like taking the silver shield and then the fire resistance ring if no one takes that one.
Okay, I've got the Gambi. Listen.
There's
I will
also
move.
another sword now. You guys have a magic sword.
Oh, right. Anybody
Sword
like
of
short
goblins.
swords?
The sword of goblin thing. You know, as much as I love it, I don't think that's going to be much help against skeletons. So I think it's safe to leave behind.
Oh, I'll take it if mind.
Yeah, go for it.
Might run into God.
It is a crazy world out there.
Are you taking any explosives with you?
I have 2 on me that I just never added to the haul. There are some in the hall if anybody else wants.
You know, I will take 1 goblin grenade.
I guess I'll take one as well.
You never know when we need to go loud during the stealth mission.
Might need to make a distract.
Is there a stat block I should write down for the goblin grenade, or is it just I say you throw it, and if it's in range, it goes boom?
So it's 20, 40, 60 is its short range 20, medium range 40, 60 long range. Does 3d6 damage in a 7 hex area.
That's pretty good.
Okay, and then
Alrighty.
once you guys have geared up, go ahead and plan your route. It is raining, so 5 minutes that's not 5 minutes per hex that's not on a road penalty on top of whatever rate you're moving at. Are you all light non-encumbered or light encumbered or?
How do I see that?
I am in light encumbered. Or let me look at the exact.
Yeah, do you have more than 400 coins worth of gear or less than 400 coins worth of gear? Coins being the weight.
More.
More than 400, then that's light. Wait, is it more than 600?
No, it's under 6.
So you're lightly encumbered. That means you guys are moving at Noah's move rate, unless either of you. But a thief and a halfling hardly would go heavier than a fighter. I think. So unless you guys
just over 400.
Okay, so you're lightly encumbered. Okay, so we'll just say that you guys move at lightly encumbered then, which means that's 20 minutes a hex plus the 5 minutes. Wait, or is it fit? Hold on. Let me look at the handout. Don't want to cheat you guys. So, it's normally 10 minutes, but if you're lightly encumbered, it's 15 minutes. And then it's plus 5 for the rain.
So we're at 20 minutes for this session. Got it.
20 minutes. And then a forest is, or crossing a river that's without a bridge is another 5 minutes. Walking through a forest is another 5 minutes. However, roads negate all that. Roads mean 15 minutes flat. So go ahead, plot your course to wherever you're going to go to access the battleground. You can see the 2 red markers up north. Those are where the barricades are. And also, based on what House Dugny said, you can assume that the ruins at this location are also under House Dugny control.
What location is our goal here? Is it the castle or Nurton?
The castle. We're going to see if we can see if there's anyone alive, really, and see why they've been so silent.
So we probably want to avoid Nurton. Is it the gray things indicating roads?
Yes. Just kind of drawing out a line here of like possible routes. We could see if this goes down and around, but that's not confirmed.
Wouldn't mind
let's try that.
discovering some new spots.
If we wanted to go already discovered, it would go by Nurn, but we can just try to avoid the city and go around it.
I like the idea of going to the new place, like seeing if this road goes someplace, probably to here, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, let's try that. Go roughly that way.
Change this. It counts the hexes for me. It keeps glitching out right before I finish the path.
It doesn't glitch out here, so go there, and then we know it's 2 hexes from there.
All right, 15 hexes. There we go. 15 hexes and hopefully a lot of road.
Okay, go ahead and use the paint tool. Yeah. Okay, and so we got 25 minutes because of the elevation change. then another 25 minutes. So that's 50 minutes just to get over that ridge. Another 2 elevation changes here. So that's another 10 minutes. That's 30 minutes. So an hour and 20 minutes. Elevation change here. And the rain, so 25. Or no, sorry. Yeah, 25 minutes. Hour and 40. So hour and 45. 2 hours. 2 hours 15 minutes. And you guys get about here when you guys are walking up the mountainous road. It's wet, it's slippery. You're getting rained on. You guys are at this mountain peak and you're looking around the area as you finally see the other side of it. And now I'm going to start revealing parts of the map. Why don't you guys just pretend you're looking out on the view, and yeah. Because you guys, you guys, once you hit here, like, I think this is only the second time someone's been up on this mountainside.
Ooh, almost unexplored. I'm going to plant a flag.
We can do that when we hit the peak.
Okay, yeah, I'll wait until we hit the peak.
Yeah, hopefully there's a lot of roads over here. Otherwise, it might be a little tricky with all the terrain. Oh, that's an interesting cave we're passing by. It might be worth exploring later. Little mine.
Which one?
Oh, I saw the paint tool up. That's what I was pinging. But yeah, that one. Maybe after we're not under the pressure of a whole bunch of skeletons.
It almost just hit it on our way back.
Let's hope this stealth mission remains stealthy so we're not exhausted by the time we're heading back.
So as you guys stand on this peak right here, there's kind of this bit of a gap of this like little lilt of a valley, but then it goes right back up. And yeah, you see a mine directly south from you, roads leading towards it. And yes, from this distance, which is only about a mile away, you can hear clink, 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 and all sorts of loud noises. And then looking down around the side, you see a big old mansion.
Oh, next to the mine?
Yes. Am I? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not painting correctly. So you guys are standing here. You can hear the mine here. You can actually also hear the mine over here too. You're hearing all sorts of industrial noises. And then yeah, around this valley, because like you can kind of see that there's like a bit of a dip right here. and then through that dip towards the south, you like peeking around the corner, you see this mansion.
Have we heard anything about what factions might be over in that area?
All you have heard is this is the Kingdom of Vathith refer to this part of the region as the Dwarven Kingdom.
That's pretty fun that the dwarves are out here. We should probably mingle with them sometime, but let's keep focused on the mission for now.
Two hours and 30 minutes, you guys get here, and an armed infantry patrol of dwarves. The coloration of them varies, but most of them are olive skin with very dark beards and dark hair. Their hairs and beards are very well braided and very well maintained, and they just look so majestic. You remember like Stickbeard's scraggly beard and Theron's so beard. Like these guys, it's like I don't know. They must like shampoo their beards a lot, and their hair. It's amazing. But also they're wearing iron skull caps with tunics. They have hand axes, spears, and iron shields. And yeah, they look like they're heading towards your direction. They're a few hundred feet away, but as soon as you caught sight of them, they seem to be moseying directly towards you.
Guess we're mingling with the dwarves after all.
Yes, this might be unavoidable. We could try hiding, but I haven't heard anything bad about the dwarves of this region yet. So it might be worth having a little chat.
All right. At some point, I'm going to start walking towards the dwarves as well.
Oh yeah, it's also raining, so they have also big woven ponchos on too.
That sounds so
I
comfortable.
still have my cloak that I bought from last time.
Oh, okay, yeah. So everybody's standing out in the rain.
Ficus enjoys being moistened by the rain.
Okay, so you don't have a cloak or nothing?
No. In fact, he takes off his shirt. He's like spinning in the rain. He loves it.
Wow, okay. So you're quite a sight.
This is chest hair situation.
What about Robert Shieldheart? Cloak or no cloak?
Definitely cloaked up.
Okay. So yeah, they approach and they start speaking to you in Dwarvish, which none of you have that language. You have heard Stickbeard and Therum use it from time to time, but you don't know the language. Eventually, one looks at you and goes, Robert Shieldheart, and goes, Lon One, what business do you have coming here?
We are traveling to the kingdom of Vathis, to their castle. With the skeletons around, we haven't heard from them, so we're trying to see if they live.
Oh, they live for now. And then he kind of says something to Dwarvish to the rest of the guys, and they all chuckle.
How have your gang been faring against the skeletons?
We have known to always respect the blight trees and keep a distance as well as maintaining defense against them. But you lawn ones have never been good at planning, have you?
We are excellent at planning. My plans never go awry.
Ha ha! You talk as if you believe what you say. Ha 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 ha!
I mean,
What's so funny, Master Dwarf? Aren't we all fighting for the side of the living?
Yes, our living perhaps. But maybe, if you guys would stop taking our land, I would shed more tears for your tragedy.
We're all taking the squirrel's land if you think about it.
I'm gonna whisper to Guilford, maybe we should have hid on the side of the road and let them pass.
just one grandiose pledge. Good dwarf, I go for the grand pledge heretofore to never again steal dwarven land. May this be the beginning of an alliance.
And what house do you represent? I see.
What?
Huh?
I forgot his name that we decided he was Lord.
Lord Regent?
Yeah, Lord Regent. What was his actual name?
Wait, are you talking
Character.
Stickbeard Smith?
Okay. I serve the house of Stickbeard Smith, Lord Regent of the lands to the north,
Lands.
and am indeed his right-hand man.
So, do you gesture to that area as you're saying that?
Sure, yeah.
He gives you a real hard look. And then he's like, wait, where?
Guess I point harder.
He takes, but there's nothing but runes up there. That is the march between our land and the kingdom of Vassith. No one occupies that space.
Lord Regent Stickbeard has claimed it as a temporary reprieve.
Oh,
But if you are indeed our neighbor, I even more heartfeltly extend this offer as an alliance.
great. Allied to another competitor trying to take more of our land. Tell me, is this place part of the kingdom of Vassith now? Have they taken that too?
Oh, of course not. We are an independent sovereign nation.
He snickers and then he starts saying stuff to the dwarves and they all just start laughing.
Not that it matters. Stickbeard is a dwarf.
Great. It's always good that they could get a puppet of the appropriate breeding to make it look at least semi-authentic when they're taking from dwarves.
This has all gotten really intense. Can't we, have some wine together or something?
Um,
And he'd pull out his flask of wine.
He grabs it, drinks it all, burps loudly, and he goes, "Thanks for the drink. You can move along now."
Excellent. I will mention to Stickbeard our new alliance between your people and ours. Farewell, my friend.
And he kind of like gives you a mean glare and says, "Be careful out there. You don't know who's watching."
They were very nice folk, don't you? Even give us a warning about the people watching us.
Yeah, that was a good gesture from them. I'm just curious about where they're marching. Are they on patrol or are they heading somewhere else? They don't seem to like our old friends.
It looks like they're
Oh, they're-
going uphill towards this region. You guys met them closer to here, to where the mine is.
Right. And that's
So,
close to the other mine. Probably their mines.
This is probably just a patrol. Hopefully, just a patrol.
I can't see it when you gesture at, like, when you point something out on the map. Are you pinging it in Roll20 or gesturing with your cursor on the stream?
is it not showing up when I ping?
Not for me, but my internet is really bad, so that could be why.
Okay. Is anybody?
It's probably something else.
I do see the green ping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
But black. Nothing.
Okay. Well, moving on. So it is the mine that's in the lower right. There. But yeah, next to the other mine, just a mile away. And you guys approach that mine, and once you get there, again, it looks like a full operation is going. They are excavating, using all sorts of ancient equipment and, some, dwarven machinery, steam powered. But that's all you can see from a distance. You could approach the mine if you'd like.
No. They're too spicy.
Yeah, I think we should wait till we have a formal gift for them before we try to interact with these dwarves anymore.
It's been 3 hours.
Sounds wise.
You guys have 9 hours of daylight left.
Okay, we'll continue on.
I'm going to be AFK for like 2 seconds. Once moment.
Not a problem, just updating the map.
All right, I'm back.
So we can only travel another 3 hours before we need to start heading back, correct?
Yes, effectively. Unless you wanted to stay at an inn somewhere nearby.
I think we could go 4 hours if we stayed at an inn and back.
Where were we at on the map currently?
You are right at the lower right mines. That's more southeast.
Perfect. About how many more hours is it left to get back? It looks like it's all, or to get to our destination, looks like it's all roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll be going downhill.
So that's 15 minutes each because it negates the other stuff.
Yep. Roads is just 15 minutes each. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Another hour. And yeah, actually, it only takes you about another hour more of walking. You guys do pass by a temple, a ruined temple of some kind. You guys can stop by and look around it if you'd like, or you can keep moving on.
I think we're on a little bit of a time crunch for today.
All right.
Try to maximize our time in the castle.
Okay. So beyond the temple, once you get here, there is, and I will paint it. Right here. That little red gash there that I put at the crossroads. Is it not showing up? Is it?
I see it.
I see that one. Yeah.
Okay. That's where you see barricades put up and just this wall of skeletons pushing against it. You see soldiers on this side of the towards the wetlands, towards the castle, the southeast road. They are that's where they're holding out. But as you can see, the situation is a little desperate.
Oh, clearly we need to go to the rescue.
You can blow these skeletons up with grenades.
We might not have enough grenades to blow up that massive wave of skeletons.
Guilford,
Oh, we don't have to destroy them all.
Yeah, Guilford, you actually utilizing this explosive, and you're going to need a lot more explosive for this many skeletons.
Okay. Think we might. The problem with going and getting more explosives is that it'll take hours.
And it doesn't look like those soldiers have hours.
Yeah. I think we could at least take the edge off with the explosives we have.
Do a little hit and run.
Yeah.
So, guys, just a perspective here from medieval combat. Their situation, right? They do have like a charging army, but the barricades and fortifications are still holding. Not necessarily sure of the state of the castle, but you would assume that this is their front. This isn't like they're basically stuck in a siege. You can understand why they've been cut off, but it's not like, oh no, the barricade's going to break in a minute.
Okay.
From
we would
this,
have time.
you can go first.
Oh, we would have time to go back and retrieve our explosives.
Or yeah, get more, or yeah. It's just this has answered your question. Why has nobody heard from Vasith? This is
And
why.
we can let the various lords in the area know, and they might be able to help too.
And actually, because it was uphill, I'm gonna say, so it was 3 hours, 3 hours and 30 minutes, and you guys are standing here. Um, Standing right here, witnessing it unfold half a mile away from the high ground, looking down.
I almost want to make contact the with the castle to see if we can at least communicate a message or to them, and then maybe get some information out. Looking over the barricade, is there like a way around it that would be able to sneak by, or like maybe a less thick area that we can try to get through?
You could try to cut through the wilderness to the southwest from the red dot, where you're standing. You could cut to the southwest to try and approach. But again, you're not. As House Dugney reported, they sent scouts out to investigate, though that was the northern side, but they had sent scouts out to investigate what was going on, like around Nurton, the north side, and their scouting parties kept getting ambushed by the undead. So they weren't unable to retrieve more information. You're unsure whether a similar fate would reach you guys. You're kind of entering. Well, I mean, you're already kind of in enemy's territory.
Is it clear, like, where the skeletons are coming from and how they're organized? Like, are they organized, or is it just seem like a random wave of skeletons?
There are the rune laden skeletons organizing a bunch of mindless skeletons. But there's probably still like over 3 dozen of those rune laden skeletons. Like seems like the biggest force so far that you guys have encountered.
Is there any evidence of like which direction they would have marched from? Like trampled trees and forests and stuff?
It looks like they went from the north. You can see the wear on the road and kind of the outskirts of the crossroads. They more than likely came from the direction of Nurton, which is just a mile north.
So they're using Nurton as some kind of base to launch their attack from.
We also have those other two trees behind that we passed along the way that they could be coming from as well. I say now that we know that there's survivors and it doesn't look like we're going to be able to safely reach them even while sneaking, we might be able to just head back for the day and then regroup with the people on the outposts. The taking turn would be a little bit more productive, and that might help relieve some tension from them.
All right. You want to look at the ruin on our way back?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Let me so this is you guys shimmying through a narrow space so that the level loads as you guys enter the temple.
I'm gonna slip on the invisibility ring just in case.
Okay, so I will say this, because this does kind of matter. You're approaching a place with sparse vegetation, mostly sand and dirt, but with a bunch of moss, evergreens, and sagebrush. As you approach the ruined temple, there is kind of this wall like structure crumbling. As you guys approach from the northeast, you guys approach this pretty much from the north. Are you going to approach it from the with this one wall kind of dividing it, this structure? Are you going to go on the east side of the wall, or are you going to go on the west side of the wall?
Is there any difference in cover available?
Not really. It's surrounded by evergreens and stuff. This temple has been overgrown.
West side of the wall.
West side of the wall. Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Cool, thanks.
As we're kind of approaching this temple, is there any like markings on it that would like say what kind of temple it is?
So there are some. As you guys are approaching from the north side, there are columns that used to be part of the wall structure, and they do have runes. Um, but you can't read them.
I know she can't actually tell us if she can. If can Mooney read them?
Oh, Cliff, If you were speaking just now, your microphone out.
What? Oh, no. I'm still getting things set up.
Okay, sorry.
Locked in.
Still
So,
crawling through the vent.
So that was a lot of skeletons over there. Did you guys get a count on them?
I can't
There'll be
count that
no issue.
high.
I know in our hall we had like a parchment for instructions for goblin explosives. Did we ever go through this and see what ingredients we needed?
One of the ingredients that you discovered was it's some kind of mineral that the goblins mine. And then the Stickbeard grabbed a jar full of the distilling agent or refining agent that they were using to make the explosives. But you need the mineral, and then you need to refine it, and then that's how you make the explosive. But you don't know where they're getting this mineral.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, I guess zoom out a little bit, James, to see everybody on the map there. And you guys approach from the west, surrounded by vegetation. Those harsh right angles that you're seeing, like, that's part of the structure.
I'm getting a pop-up that says this map has dynamic lighting, which your machine does not support.
Oh no.
I'll open up the stream and just watch it on there.
Sounds great.
But I'll probably have to actually close Roll20, so I'll open it back up when I need to roll things.
All right. Oh, I forgot. Mooney's got a horse too. There.
Guys, I'm invisible.
Okay,
I
I
should
think
shout it out first.
that's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah, go on ahead.
Somebody will have to move Ficus.
Yeah. All players should be able to move. Ficus, no problem.
So I'll go ahead and move you, Ficus, if you just tell us where you want to go.
Can you have me creep south through the bushes towards that big hedge, that big square looking shrub?
Do you want to go on the east or west side of it?
I guess is the east side the one closer to the stone wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll approach the stone wall and see if I can peer through any crumbly areas or.
Okay, yeah. I will now I'm going to move your token there a little bit and just kind of show you where you're at. What you see on the other side as you peek through. There. Hissing and eating a lizard man are 3 centipedes.
At least they're not millipedes.
Is there anything of note in terms of objects inside this structure?
Yeah, not that you can see, just kind of peering through. It basically, like, you see these things because they're kind of in the center of the room. Also, you see that there's a door like a proper way in on the east side.
And are there other doors, or is it just this one room, as far as I can tell?
Just the one room.
What are these archways or something?
Yeah, basically the walls are hollowed out, kind of.
Okay.
Like an alcove. I guess I'll go back to the group and tell them what I saw. Have I heard of or seen a lizard man before?
Oh, Therum has actually gone out of his way to talk about that time where he killed 7 lizard men with 1 sling bullet. But yeah, lizard men, from what you understand, as Colrus has explained in the past, lizard men, for whatever reason, hang out in ruins. Not sure why.
I guess centipedes also hang out in ruins.
Well, anybody think of a good reason to explore this further? Guess we could see what the lizard man has on him.
Only if you're thirsty for centipede blood.
High in protein. Don't squirrels eat centipedes?
Not when they're that big.
Those must be pretty big centipedes.
Yeah, they're like 2 feet long.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but looking at Thomas, I bet he could finish one.
He does have power beyond your comprehension.
Oh, yes, power was the thing I was talking about.
Tomas looks at you, Ficus, and shakes his head like, no, don't put me in there with them.
Honestly, we have these grenades. And I just lop one in there real quick.
Oh, if
Because
the
you're
lizard man
weak.
has anything valuable, he won't after the grenade.
Do lizard men usually have valuables, or do they just have, like, sheep knuckles to toss around for a game and some old beef jerky?
Typically, if this is a place where a lizard men hunt out, there's possibly a stash of dead bodies, and searching those dead bodies will probably have some valuables.
Ficus, did you see a stash of dead bodies in there?
Don't think so.
But again, you were peering through a crack. You weren't, like, you saw the centipedes, but you couldn't really tell much other details in the room.
Could I smell death?
Yeah, but it's hard to tell whether it's like alligator corpse or human corpse. With lizard men, it just kind of all blends together.
Are giant centipedes strong?
No, what makes them dangerous is they paralyze you. That you guys have experienced before. And Robert Shieldheart, though, hasn't been paralyzed by centipedes, has been paralyzed before, and yeah.
Yeah, that was in a good night.
Yeah. One of the elves in your crew, let me pull up his name. He got not Svardfisk, it was the other one. Mayred Farron. Yeah, he got paralyzed by these guys. From what you can tell, what they do is they paralyze their prey and then just eat them alive, or eat them until they're no longer alive, and then just keep eating.
Well, if we think we can take them out at range, we could do that.
Only
We
three.
could-
There's only three we should be able to manage.
All right, I'm gonna creep around to invisibly to the other side of the building. I'm just gonna do the whole perimeter and just make sure I'm not missing anything.
And I will follow after without realizing that I'm following after.
Wait, why can't? Oh, is it because you're not? Wait, why can't? You should have. Well, that's weird. Why don't you have vision? You should have vision.
You had vision earlier.
Yeah, that's weird.
Did you accidentally stick him inside something?
Oh, no. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
So his vision was perfect. Nothing he could see. So is this a wall here that I can climb over?
Yeah.
Go ahead and climb to the other side.
I'll follow suit. Keep the gang together.
Keep in mind I am invisible, so you have no idea quite where. I mean, I guess maybe you can see me pushing through the bushes.
No, my following you is incidental. I was just going in the same direction.
Cool.
All right. All right, Robert. I think Ficus said there was an entrance around here. Back through here.
I got a shield if you want me to take the lead.
And Ficus, where are you and all? Wait, before you, either of you move any further, Ficus, where are you?
Could have dropped.
Like over here, like Ficus?
Mike might have dropped.
Oh, I'd want to get eyes on the door.
Okay.
And then I would
So hold on. As you guys get that far, I'm gonna make some checks. Okay. The centipedes so far don't seem to be disturbed. They keep gnawing at the desiccated lizard man.
I'm gonna whisper to the others like that it's probably better if we use noise to get into position and use noise to draw the centipedes out instead of having to fight them in close quarters.
All right.
I'd rather get a surprise attack on them. They're not of us being here, which I'm whispering. I mean, you guys can.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's just the centipedes in the main room, we can probably just bum rush them.
Okay. I'm gonna try and sneak around to like snipe one with my longbow.
Okay, give yourself the +4. Or actually,
Well, I guess I'm
plus
also
5. because you're short range.
Pretty good. 6 damage. That's my backstab.
I'm attempting to get back into roll 20.
All right. Yeah. So I'll give both of y'all an action.
All right, I'm going to.
I can roll for you if you can't get in.
I'm in, and it's showing me the map.
Oh.
We're all good.
Good deal.
Yay.
Sweet. I guess I might try to just go around the corner, run in, and smack one of them.
Okay, so you're lightly encumbered. You can only move 30 feet. You can spend your action to get another move action to move 30 more feet.
All right, 25 there, and then I'm gonna smack him.
That is a dead one.
I will creep into the doorway and fire off a shot at.
Give yourself +1 for short range. That is a miss. Okay, their action. Going to try and attack. This one creeps up. Kind of writhes around as like the other two are dead, right? This one kind of writhes around off of the lizard man corpse and kind of bounces off of your shield a little bit as it kind of coils and tumbles around and attacks you. What is your AC?
16.
And the centipede, like, after bouncing and kind of off of you and to the side, crawls up to try and bite your ankle, but you're able to just kind of shoo it away with your shield.
Guys, it touched me. We have to kill with fire now.
Yeah, the thing is it's writhing around like uncontrollably and stuff, and it's quite unsightly to fight. And I guess, yeah, now roll an ish. So whoever wants to start with an ish.
I can do this first one.
Centipede goes first, tries to do it again. Oh, okay. Robert Shieldheart, make a save versus paralysis.
Not again. I'm looking at this stuff on. Oh, never mind. I see it. Never mind. There we go.
Okay. And yeah, with its little fangs inside its pincers, it does like a micro poke. Doesn't do any damage to you because it's like just getting, just stabbed with a very small needle. But it injects you with a paralyzing agent, which causes you to fall to the ground. And now,
Not again. No.
But at least unlike the ghouls, they don't do damage. Anyways, so that was the centipede's turn. Now it's your guys' turn.
Looks like Robert Shieldheart is in a one-on-one duel with this thing. I'd hate to besmirch his honor by interfering.
Help, please.
As the centipede is
spazzing me on the ground.
Yeah, the centipede is crawling up his leg. Like, he's got this.
Okay,
I'll sling it again.
I will want. I'll launch an arrow.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, you can go too. I mean, it doesn't matter if we both hit it. The only one left.
Okay, yeah, and that kills it.
Right. How long does centipede poison last?
Only a few rounds. So, like, after a few minutes, Robert, you're like the pins and needles go away, and you can start moving your body again.
I hate getting paralyzed. This just keeps happening to me.
You need taller socks.
Just
You know
assume
what?
this was some new combat stance. I'm gonna look over this corpse.
The lizard man corpse?
Yes.
Well, it looks like it got eaten by centipedes. Clearly. It does have like a primitive flint knife nearby. Not that it did him much good, anyways.
Has anyone ever tried to make a paralytic from these centipedes that we could like slather on our daggers?
No one's ever tried that.
That
I'll be
sounds like
different.
more your field of expertise. Mine.
Can anyone lend me a dagger so I can dig around in the bodies of these centipedes and try and find whatever gland makes the paralytic?
I will pass her a flint knife.
Make 3 intelligence checks.
Is Ficus making all of them, or
Yeah, one for
yeah,
each corpse.
one for each centipede?
Yeah.
There's 3 of us, so I was confused.
Got a 1,
Pretty good.
10, 12. So all successes there.
Nice. Okay. Now I'm going to make a random determination. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So you have 7 charges of poison.
Nice.
That's really good, especially with all the bandits and goblins around.
It doesn't work with bludgeon weapons. It only works with bladed weapons.
What about
Arrows? Arrows work? Yeah.
Cool. Let's ransack this room.
All right, we get to ransacking.
So it does look like this lizard man had been busy. You do find a random assortment of corpses, though most of these corpses look like day laborers, traders, that kind of thing. You don't see like an obvious mage, adventurer, or anything special. Nothing jumps out. Just a lot of tunics and trousers and aprons and stuff. But amongst all their belongings, you find 71 gold coins, 48 silver, and 132 copper.
Wow.
Somebody writing that.
Yeah, I'm getting it in. Can you repeat the copper for me, please?
132 copper. Also, looking around this place, there are depictions of a big kind of foreboding guy with kind of a much larger body than head, is how he seems to be depicted, with a huge headdress and beard. Now, mind you, this is from like glyphs. Like, the exact appearances don't. You can't get like a realistic profile, but yeah, giant headdress, really big body, a beard, and seems to be depicted as tall because there's like other glyphs of like what seem to be normal sized people, which are these bland stick figures, and they kind of like crowd around him in a straight line, just kind of depicting him as really big. And there are sun rays emanating from him in some depictions, and a lot of animals, and phases of the moon. A lot of naturalistic imagery in these runes.
Can I make like an intelligence check or something to see if I recognize this figure?
Is anybody of the neutral alignment?
Guilford is.
Gil.
Ficus is.
Okay. Then yeah, you both would yes. It would make sense in the setting that you guys are at least aware of Erda, which is the old god. And this seems to be a temple of Erda, or a shrine. It's not that big, so maybe the word temple isn't accurate. But this used to be some kind of shrine to Erda, the first god.
Alrighty, I will pay my respects, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you.
And I guess we're gonna go and report back to the Silent Knight.
Okay. Here, I'll just move her to where you guys are. She leads the horses around the wall.
Sweet. Glad we were able to grab some quick cash. And that was really smart, Ficus, with the poison.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you guys each want a use of the poison, I'll pass them out.
I will definitely take you up on that.
You could also, if you felt it, Ficus, to put some of those in the hall so other players could
Yeah.
use them.
Yeah, totally. Let's see. 7.
I already put that in the common camp access. I forgot to ask. Sorry.
Oh, that's totally fine.
So I got 1 dose of that.
If you want more, you could totally take more. I'll keep 2 on me, and then the rest are you guys can take what you want, and the rest will be in camp.
I'll grab 1 for now.
Okay. So shall we head on back before nightfall?
Yes.
Onwards and
no.
forwards.
Long day of walking today.
A lot of walking. You do pass through Dwarven territory.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure we worked out an alliance.
Though on your way back, you do notice that when you enter about here, there's always a patrol inside of you. Unlike last time. They don't approach you, but they're always just within sight.
Give him a hearty wave and a big smile.
They just watch you, silently judging you.
Better than them laughing at us like last time.
Do you guys head to Berry Pond?
Is there an inn there?
There is.
I wonder if it's worth us.
Oh, actually, sorry, not an inn. There's a hospital. Sorry.
I think it might be worth a quick little shopping trip. I wanted to buy a mace.
Yeah,
good
and then
idea.
we could also like get word out to other places about what's going on at the castle before we rest for the night or in the morning, instead of going all the way to back home and then coming back out to warn the soldiers.
Yeah, that's an excellent spot to do it.
Sounds good.
So you guys are going to Berry Pond?
Yes.
All right. I will move the map here. Bam. And you guys are in Berry Pond. So at this juncture, it's late afternoon. The brilligment of the day. The brillig of the day. And yeah, market is still going. Oh yeah, you guys approach the city even before you enter this city center here. Yes, even before that, there's this large wooden wall that surrounds it, and you do see like some cabins like similar to this that are kind of strewn about outside of the wooden walls. But the gates are closed as you guys approach the gates. And there is a, the banner is searching my mental palace. Here it is. Okay. The banner is a herald is blue with a green trim depicting a river flowing over a rock. You recognize this as River Cobb. So the banner of River Cobb, and somebody wearing a River Cobb tabard and a skull cap, spear, and wooden shield with the River Cobb herald peers down at you from a wooden gatehouse above the gate and says, "Hello, what business you have in Berry Pont?"
I'm here to visit the blacksmith. We need to acquire some more weaponry to fight the skeletons.
"Open the gates!" Now, Robert Shieldheart, you know that, like, when you first got here, the gates were always open. But only within the last week or two have they started closing their gates.
They must be on high alert with the skeletons about.
So as you get inside the wooden walls, there are more cabins, like this one, that are kind of strewn about. Some farm set up, but then as you get to the city center, that's when you can kind of hear the rustle and bustle of the town. There's a very lively marketplace right here. There's the blacksmith, the baker, and the butcher maker, and the pawnbroker. Over here is the hospital. Huh?
I'm gonna head to the pawn shop.
Okay, so one thing you notice about the pawnbroker immediately is while the other storefronts are pretty clean, this pawnbroker is super dusty.
Not dissuade me.
Okay, so you go into the pawnbroker. And, walking in, there's, a counter and there's all sorts of knickknacks strewn about, various things. Some, some stuff that looks valuable, but a lot of it just looks pretty cheap. And then among a dusty pile of papers is asleep is an old dwarf lady. She has salt and pepper hair. She does have brown eyes, but you can't necessarily tell that because her eyes are closed. She's white, and she's wearing a blue tunic and with matching pants. And she's just kind of like sleeping on a pile of papers. As you open it, she's still sleeping. She doesn't even seem roused.
Okay. Doesn't she know there are thieves about?
You ask this, or are you saying this?
I'm thinking it. I will, I guess, find the most valuable looking piece of jewelry I can.
Okay, yeah. Give me a wisdom check.
Just made it.
You find a pearl necklace, and at first you're like, nah, this looks cheap, but then you see that that the pearls are actually of a pretty good quality. But I assume you're like, kind of like you're picking it up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As you do that, the old dwarf lady kind of rouses and says, "You better buy that, or drop it."
Of course, of course. I was rescuing it. There were thieves in here buying it, but I saved it for you, and I wish to purchase it.
That piece I could. Family heirloom. I'll have to 40 gold. 40 gold.
Done. Does it actually look like it's worth 40 gold to me?
Around there, you're probably paying a bit too much, though.
Okay. Now, of course, this is a very fine necklace and worth every penny you asked for. But given that I just saved it from stolen for free, perhaps you could give me a small discount. I'm a little short. This looks too lovely to pass up.
She gives you a sneer and says, 35, final offer.
It's over 35. Very well. That's every coin I have, but it is worth it. This is a fine piece, and you have a wonderful, very, very acute eye. Now, having said that I spent all of my coin, I will completely ignore my own lie, and I'm going to pick up more jewelry until I run out of money.
Just as much random jewelry. Okay. So it's a lot of copper stuff. Like, I don't know, like whatever copper items. I don't, how much gold do you have left? Like,
Let's see. 35. I have 31 gold left.
okay. So I'll say that you get like copper earrings and like a copper bracelet and a steel armlet, you know. And that's it. That's all you're able to get out of there. Like nothing super precious. The pearl necklace was obviously the most expensive piece.
Right. Yeah, mostly I was just trying to get rid of coinage so that I get no longer be slightly encumbered.
Or so you're laundering your goods through jewelry. Gotcha.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, is anybody else doing anything in town?
I want to visit the blacksmith to grab a mace.
Okay, so you walk in, blacksmith. He is, yeah, it's at work, but it's near the end of the workday, so he's kind of putting his station away. Just want to searching the. Okay.
Good evening, blacksmith. Do you have any fine skull crushers for the skeleton problem I could possibly purchase?
Oh yeah. We got plenty of things that can bash bones. And he pulls out a series of hammers, and there's like what looks to be like a baseball bat, but with a metal covering, kinda. Kind of like a Tetsubo, but yeah, that kind of mace. Yeah, various maces. of all sorts.
Kind of looking at the prices in the rule book. Do you have any Warhammers available?
Oh yeah. He and goes to another section of the store, and there's a maul, there's a bludgeon, there's I'm trying to think of all the fancy names that they had for hammer. There's a lucerne, a giant lucerne. Um, yeah, there's quite the variety. Unless you want unless you wanted like a specific kind of mace or warhammer. Like, do you play Chaos Marines or Tyranids or?
I forgot I'm on push to talk. I haven't started a collection yet, but
Oh.
I'm looking into getting a knight.
No. Um,
Custodians are also next on my list.
right. But anyways, yeah, I guess there's like, yeah, you have a mace and you have access to a warhammer.
All right, I'll just grab a generic Warhammer.
Okay, so
And
basically
I'll-
it's a giant sledgehammer, is what
Yep.
you. Okay, and then with the mace, just a standard like ball with studs.
Sweet. Yeah. We need to stock up on those blunt weapons.
Remember to mark your encumbrance.
True. I think that throws me.
Well, if you're
600.
traveling, you can throw those weapons on lucky. That's not a problem. But in combat, that's going to matter more.
All right, I'll make sure that gets marked down.
Okay, so Robert Shieldheart went to the blacksmith, and Guilford the Grand went to the pawnbrokers. Kind of stereotypical that the fighter went to the blacksmith and the thief went to the pawnbrokers. But where does the halfling go?
Ficus wants to see if there's. He wants to see if there's any soldiery types around, like maybe someone that might be going to the barricade.
So are you looking for their banner specifically, or like anybody with a banner?
I'd say probably their banner initially, and then if I don't see anyone, I would consider other options.
Okay. So you walk on towards the north side of the alley. Now, as opposed to the southern alley, which has got an open market that is still hustling and bustling, you know, people going, spices, sugar. It's like, canister for your incense. And then, of course, everybody's favorite, one guy's there going, fish, fresh fish. So that's on the south side. But on the north side alley, it's people are just kind of like hanging out. Some people are kind of like, you know, rolling dice against the wall. There are some drunks just kind of passed out in the alleyway. Oh yeah, especially as it's near 5 o'clock. There are a bunch of people on the north side. And as you approach the north side, you do see by one of the entrances to the hospital. The hospital has two entrances. Oh wait, can you see my? I see that you've dropped. Can you actually see my pings, Hallie?
I I have to stay out of Roll20 if I want the audio to work, unfortunately.
I see. I see.
You guys were just sounding like robots to me, so I had to close everything.
Ah, no problem. No problem. Okay, so you approach so the hospital, which is on the north side of town. As you approach, you see two soldiers wearing skull caps, spears, and shields and tabards. And on the shields and tabards is the herald is green with a black trim, depicting a sword with tulips weaved around the blade.
Perfect. I jog up to them and be like, "Hey, you're those guys that guard the barricade against the undead, right?"
Yes, from what we understand, the situation has gotten a little more stable. Have you come from there? Do you bear news for our lord?
I come from the south, from the castle. We've laid eyes on it. They're being besieged by a wall of skeletons, probably come from Nurton.
They kind of both look at each other, and they go, "We should probably tell the Lord." Yeah, but how much help would that actually be? And they kind of hum and haw with each other for a little bit. Perhaps you would like to speak with the Lord.
I can. I mean, I don't. I Ficus looks down at himself and he's like, I'm not very presentable, but I could try.
Yes, you go. Yes, that would be for the best.
All right, I walk my dirty little halfling feet wherever they tell me to go.
Okay, so you're walking in. It is getting to be 5 o'clock, so some people are settling into the hospital to spend the night. But in one around one of these beds, there's actually a tent set up, and it is a green and black tent. And it's set up. It just seems kind of unusual, a tent in the middle of this big building, as other people are kind of sleeping on bedrolls. There's this tent, and the soldier, kind of walks you towards the tent, and then he just kind of points to the tent.
I try to knock on it, and then I realize it's a tent, and I just say, "Hello, Mr. Lord."
Oh, it's and the guard kind of whispers, "It's Lord Dugny."
Lord Dugny, my name is Ficus. I have information for you. May I enter your tent?
Bring more wine. Yes, more wine.
I look at the soldiers like, do you guys have wine for me to? He's not gonna like it if I come in without it.
They both look at each other like, finally one of them like hands you a wineskin. So, yeah, fine.
All right, I go in, wineskin in hand.
So what you see is a figure slumped on a cot. It reeks of rancid booze in here. And yeah, before you is a guy with a salt and pepper beard, and it's like all matted and disgusting, and long, shaggy, almost dreaded hair, like as it's kind of matted. White guy, older, like probably in his 60s. Blue eyes, sad blue eyes. He's of a average height, average build, and he's wearing he's wearing pajamas, like silk pajamas, but they got like wine stains on them and stuff. And as he barely looks up at you and goes, bring the wine here.
Is there a glass or a goblet nearby?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll pour him a goblet into him.
He as he drinks, he looks at you and goes, Are my soldiers getting smaller? Yes.
No, your lordship. My name is Ficus Bearwallow. I come from a camp of, what are we called again? The Vagabonds of the North Shore. Uh, we've laid eyes on the castle, and it's under siege by the undead. And I told your soldiers out there, and they said I should tell you directly.
He kind of like looks at you like squinting one eye and kind of rocking from side to side. But then when he talks about the undead, and he stands up and drops the glass and he goes, "We are needed. Back to battle. Ha ha! We shall strike them all dead. Ha ha!" And he unsheaths his sword, which is nearby, and swings it just a little too close to you as he's just waving it around.
Your lordship, your soldiers are very capable. You are needed for your sharp mind. To direct them, you should rest and formulate a plan.
Yeah. He eventually like drops the sword and kind of trips back into his cot, and picks up the tilted out glass. It's still got a bit of wine, and he just drinks from it. And he goes, "Yes, I shall. I shall strategize a plan. Yes, I will take back Norton, and everything will be fine."
Can I tell at all if, other than the rampant alcoholism, does anything else seem to be obviously wrong with him?
No, no, just seems like an extreme alcoholic.
Cool. I'll give him a weird little bow and then go talk to his soldiers again. Like, okay, guys, I told him. I think probably there's someone else you're gonna have to tell that actually can make strategic decisions, and I'm like saying that in a low voice.
Well, I mean, Maka is the one who's at the barricade right now. That's the uh, woman at arms.
How far of a walk is that?
About an hour and a half away.
Okay, I could make it there and make it back to Nurton and spend the night in Nurton, but I could not head back to camp. I guess I'll go find the others and tell them what's up.
Okay, so after your guys' individual adventures at Berry Pond, you all meet back at the marketplace and exchange information.
How did talking to the Lord go?
Listen, I've drank a lot of wine in my days, but I've never drank that much wine.
Well, you'll get there one day, Ficus. I have faith in you.
I think the Lord could benefit from swapping that wine out for some mushrooms every once in a while.
I don't know much about medicine, but that sounds like a sound plan. Are they going off to take care of the undead now?
No, if we want to warn their forces, we have to actually go to the barricade ourselves. This guy's he's not of sound mind, and the soldiers that are here are guarding him and won't leave him. But we can talk to the, woman at arms at the barricade and spend the night here in Berry Pont.
And Guilford the Grand, you're pretty sure that was the person who rode up yesterday morning.
Yeah, I figured. All right. Sounds good. They already are somewhat familiar with the situation, but I don't think they know about the castle, so we might as well move on. Are we going to wait for morning?
About how much time do we have left in the day?
If you guys were to make that message, you would have to spend the night in Berry Pont.
Oh, so we could get there and then get back to Berry Pond.
Yes.
Okay, let's do that.
That works for me. Do we have housing here? Since there's not like an inn, but there's a little
The hospital.
hospital. So.
Basically, yeah. Basically, it's a room full of cots, and yes, a little bit of medieval history here. Hospitals were originally a place where poor people slept, but then a lot of sick people started hanging out with there, and the hospital kind of over time transitioned from cheap housing to a place where you go where you're sick, when you're sick.
Nice. That's a fun fact.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
alrighty. Since we don't have any time to spare, I think we should set out.
Yeah.
Really got to beat the sun.
I will take you guys to the barricade, though I think the tokens aren't updated right, but I'll take you to the barricade all the same. It's not like you're getting into combat. So you guys approach. On top of the barricades are the banners hanging up. It's a green and black trim. Sword with tulips weaved around the blade.
All right, let's go find their captain and see what's going on.
Indeed.
So from time to time, you do like hear there are people, or there are some who are kind of like standing up on the cliff up there. And they go, "Hey, I got one," and then like 3 or 4 of them start like swinging their slings until eventually one falls, and then it just so while you guys are around, that's occasionally happening. They're calling out a zombie in the distance and then just hurling stones at it. And one of the knights, yes, it's this one right here up at the front. She approaches you and goes, "Ah, vagabonds of the North Shore. What best wishes to you and your lord."
Thank you, honorable soldier. We come bearing a message and information about our travels. We ventured to the southern castle. Starts with a V, as I recall.
You have something to report about Castle Vassith?
Indeed. They are besieged by skeletons. They're barely holding out. They desperately need assistance. There's a large army, perhaps greater even than I can handle.
Oh man, like this is me as the GM trying not to snicker. No, but she's obviously not snickering. So yeah, we'll review the map. And so yeah, where that red gash is where the barricade is being challenged, and they seem stuck in that choke point. And then Castle Vassith is, a mile away from that. Who knows what that situation's like? But yeah, she's looking over the situation. She says, "Well, I still haven't been able to successfully send any scouting parties in. We've been able to hold this corridor pretty effectively. Only a few skeletons wander in. The occasional squad of them, led by one of those special skeletons. But we're able to handle and pacify this region. But advancing further still remains difficult and costly to. I mean, we're at half a garrison. Like we really can't afford more of Lord Dugne's soldiers."
Are there any groups in this area that would have like siege weaponry?
Possibly the Lord Protectorate, Otis Rivercobb.
So I think that would be if like catapults or something would be effective against this mass of skeletons.
Most of our battlements have been lost in the last 2 months.
Well, then I suppose it will be all up to us. But I guess makes a good point above and beyond the catapults. Are there any other actions that are more capable of donating troops, you think?
I am no lady, and therefore if I were to speak to the Lord Protectorate, he would only see me as a commoner. I don't know how effective I would be influencing him. He's always been, as I've understood it, self-serving.
We're pretty good at fixing people's problems. Maybe he's got some problems we can help out with, and then he'll listen to us.
You can try. But please pay him the most respect. His sister is the queen.
Does that mean his sister is in that castle right now?
Yes.
That might be some extra incentive to go save her.
Probably depends on his relationship with her.
Also, you did save his other sister, Anna River. Wait, hold on. Trying to make sure.
There's a couple of sister savers over here.
Yep. Yeah, Anna Rivercobb. Her garrison was completely lost. And she lost an arm. But it was actually Mooney who, well, Mooney and the players saved her. Oh, yeah, actually, when you guys went to Berry Pond, Mooney left. Mooney decided to go back to camp.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we have two plans. We can go back and ask the Lord Protectorate for help to save one of his other sisters, or we can go and try and brew some explosives and handle this ourselves.
Yes, I think
Well,
we should
no.
get a long night of rest in front of us for the next adventure.
Yes, sounds like a plan. I don't think we have many more options. Day's about to come to an end. We get back to Berry Pond, so we have some place to rest our heads.
Okay. Guys, yeah, you guys get back to Berry Pond as the sun is setting, and they're like, gates closed, last call. If you don't make it to the gate before sundown, you're never getting in the city or the town. Sorry, the town. And you guys,
Do they have a chest high wall?
yeah. No, so what they have is this. Well, I mean, beyond the chest high walls, which are obviously the best kind of defense. No,
Absolutely.
they have these wooden spike like walls that are about 10 feet high, encircling the town.
Oh, okay. All right. Do we make it?
Yeah, you guys make it. You go into the hospital. That's going to be 5 copper from each of you to spend the night. Oh, and you are stabling that horse, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's going to be a silver for your horse. Oh, wait. No. That doesn't make any sense. We'll go 5 copper. 5 copper for the horse. I don't know why I felt like making the horse expenses more than the human, but
I think looking at the hirelings, horses are actually more expensive than humans. Buy
okay.
them.
Okay, so yeah, then a silver for Lucky's stay in the stable. You've convinced me to charge you more.
Heck of a steal.
I mean, really, it's the lizard man's victims paying.
That is true. Alrighty. So is this the Lord Protectorate? I was a little confused on whether he's a Lord Protectorate or just a noble in charge of this town.
Yeah, good question. Is he in town? So you've gathered that his manor is actually here. But you have also gathered that he is not in town.
Works for me. I wanted to defeat the skeleton army by myself, anyways. I mean, the vagabonds of the North Shore by ourselves.
Of course, of course.
No, he is out in one of the patrol camps. If you looked at the overworld map, there were some tents to the north. Some of those carried his sigil. He's probably in one of those tents.
All right.
But now you guys are stuck in the city, and the tavern is starting to pick up.
Let's rage.
Wait, rage? Like barbarian rage or some other?
Wine
rage.
rage.
Okay.
So you
Pre-gaming the invasion.
Yeah, so there's kind of this line as people set up their bedrolls and then immediately there walk over to the tavern, and now there's a line at the bar to get beer, because it's dinner time. So what they have is they have some cod with roasted corn, some of that eternal stew, a bowl of gruel, and bread and gravy. And that's what's on the menu for today.
Wilford's having bread and gravy. He doesn't trust that fish salesman or any of the wares that he was selling.
Okay, so that's actually the cheapest thing, and that's like 2 copper next to the gruel.
How much is the fish?
That's 8 copper.
I'm a big eternal stew kind of guy.
That's like one of the cheaper ones. That's 4 copper.
Yes, I'll get some stew and some swill.
Okay, so if you guys are looking at like just a pint of ale, that's 5 copper. But if you're looking at something like a wine, that's going to be a silver for a bottle, and a bottle is going to have like 4 or 5 drinks in it.
Oh, I'm getting a whole bottle of wine.
Okay, so that's a silver. And I guess, yeah, let me just run through some of the rumors. They do talk about maybe we'll see Lord Dugney tonight. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, he'll come in like last time in his pajamas. Ha 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 ha. As they talk of him, you get the idea that they're really annoyed with him.
What's his deal? What do the people have to say about him?
Basically that ever since Nerton got taken over, he's nothing but a lord of the bottle, I say. Ha ha, yeah, lord of the bottom of the bottle.
One time I had this goblin drink that had a little worm at the bottom of the bottle.
Oh, goblins. Haven't seen goblins in a very long time. Then again, I just stick around here. I'm too scared to go out there. There's all sorts of things that can kill you. And I guess the undead are going to break through eventually, so, best just stay in here where it's safe.
If those skeletons start coming, you guys just start throwing rocks. It works great.
I'll lift up my ale and say rock and stone.
Rock and stone.
Rock versus bone.
Alright, after my meal, I think I might retreat for the night to get my rest.
Okay. Another rumor you hear about, and they're like, basically it starts with like someone being like, "Yeah, so I was out on the river on the east side near the East Green, and you know what I saw by the river? A giant alligator print." And then the other guy's like, "Do you think it was Big Pete?" And the guy kind of nods. And then another guy walking by the two guys he kind of stops what he's doing. He's like, "Y'all talking about Big Pete?" And then the guy nods. He's like, "Oh, Big Pete, man. You you ever think that like maybe anybody could like take him out?" It's like, he's bigger than a dragon. I don't know how you take out Big Pete.
Rock and stone.
They laugh. They laugh at it. "No, you don't understand. Big Pete's got a mouth that's bigger than a giant. Like, the thing is unusually huge. It's Big Pete we're talking about." And then somebody else goes, "Are you guys talking about Big Pete?"
Damn, it seems like Big Pete's a pretty big thing. I might stop on my way to the bed and start asking about Big Pete. Even is this Big Pete?
"Oh, Big Pete, he's like some kind of ancient crocodile. Like, you hear like different stories that he's a god, that he's like an ancient spirit. The consistent things you hear are bigger than a dragon. Like, if you see Big Pete, you're probably dead. He moves really fast for a guy that big, some people have horror stories like, some people like, "I once was with a trading caravan and we were attacked by a Big Pete and I'm the only survivor." Yeah. And actually, I'll go to the map to kind of point out where he is, or where his haunt is.
Pete's place.
Pete's place. There we go. So he hangs out. This isn't the exact area. You notice, like, there'll be a similar symbol near your guys' place with the two eyes. That's not exactly where the Kraken is, but that's kind of the area where he is. Right? And what the heck? Oh, gotta do that. There. Okay, so I just revealed it on the east side. Right here. Those eyes. Big Pete. Yeah, Big Pete hangs around there. Oh, another thing. It'd be a lot easier to trade with the East Green if we could use that river. Yeah, but if you use that river, you'll get eaten by Big Pete.
Sounds like Big Pete's causing some trading issues. Maybe after the skeletons, Big Pete might be a fun hunt.
Maybe they just need to start giving Big Pete a cow every now and again.
Sacrifices the Big Pete. That's just making him a god.
Pete's got to eat.
You know, if it rhymes, it's good. Pete's got to eat.
I mean, could feed him goblins. Maybe he'd get full eventually. Or sick. Possibly both.
Joe Stickbeard's player had the idea to get Big Pete to fight the Kraken somehow. As hilarious as that would be, good luck.
Cross country trip with Big Pete.
That is one big carrot, and that is on a real at the end of a real big stick. And yeah, I guess that'll do it for the rumors, the things that you guys have picked up on. You spend the night in the hospital. Lord Dugney snores so loud. And we will end it there. Thank you guys for playing.
Thank you.
Thanks for running.
And thank you, chat, for watching. If you wanted to keep up on all serious industry streams, the best way to do that is to give this channel a follow. Alternatively, you can join us on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, where we do stream announcements. There's also the website, shatteredempire.net. Shattered Empire is a post-apocalyptic interstellar synthwave-fueled tabletop RPG. If you go to the website right now, you can get the free alpha. The free alpha has everything you need to make a Shattered Empire character, and if you're a clever enough GM, you might be able to make a Shattered Empire campaign. So check that out. And thank you all again. This is Abacus Fish, signing off.